We're excited today. We're kicking off our Pittsburgh Venture Capital Tour. We have an amazing program set up. We're going to be looking at Pittsburgh not just through the lens of 20 companies or so, but through who are the people, who are the infrastructure, what are the institutions that support the venture capital industry here, but most importantly the entrepreneurs. Where are they coming from? What do their lives look like? Where do they work? And who do they know? So today we've got 14 venture capitalists from around the country. They're going to join us. We're going to be going to places like Carnegie Mellon University, University of Pittsburgh. We're going to go to the robotics lab. We're going to be looking at Pittsburgh from both a computer science, AI, robotics perspective, but also life science, which is kind of the less known story of Pittsburgh. So it's going to be an adventure. We don't know what we're going to find, but we know there's a lot of talented people here. In fact, there's more than a lot. There's an incredible number of talented people in Pittsburgh, and we're here to discover them and also to discover how we find the next version of them so we can invest capital, knowledge, and connect more people to the innovation and trust network that we're trying to build nationally. My name's Patrick McKenna. I am the founder of One America Works, which is a nonprofit focused on building the innovation economy across the country, really primarily focused on the heartland. And the idea is, how do we bring people together through work and investment? It's a non-zero-sum game. It's building bigger pies. It's not Pittsburgh goes up and Silicon Valley goes down or the other way around. It's really this belief that there's talent everywhere. And if we get more people working together using technology and tools and innovation and creativity, we can build bigger things, solve bigger problems. And this is what we're trying to do in this day that we put together, is actually bring outside investors to Pittsburgh as a representative sample, really, but as a way to give the group that we brought together the chance to take a deeper look at what Pittsburgh has to offer, and also people here in Pittsburgh across a lot of different verticals, give them the chance to ask questions, meet investors with different perspectives, with different histories, so they can learn on how to build their own companies and tell their stories more effectively.
Yeah. That email, yeah, you use Carnival right here. I mean, I lived in like 2 dorms that way on Moorwood right here. They built the Gates building the year after I graduated, and so it's changed a lot.
It's changed a lot, right? Yeah,
it's changed a lot. They put in all the money after I left.
Well, you know, you encouraged them to do it. They had a lot of confidence in you. I want to just say how much we appreciate everything that the Schwartz Center has done to both support entrepreneurship in Pittsburgh, but also support organizations and groups like ours who want to come and learn about the ecosystem, because it is a big challenge when you're interested. You hear a story, Pittsburgh, CMU, it's great, but where do you get started? You need places that you can kind of knock on the door and get a warm welcome and get supported and open the door and gather and organize and help do these things. It's a mutual benefit, obviously, but without organizations like the Schwartz Center and without people like Dave Mahaney, who is so important to telling the story of CMU and the entrepreneurs that are around it, then these types of things couldn't happen. All right, just step right in there. Does it work with cowboy boots?
Yes.
That's the use case that's really important. That feels good, okay. All right.
Just take a couple steps just to get a feel for the weight.
It looks pretty good with these cowboy boots. Yeah, they do. Whoa, I don't feel like Michael Jackson yet, but I can feel it coming. All right. Whoa. Okay, I think I'm starting to go here. Whoa. Okay, this is working. Just, see you on the other side. How's it feel? Feels great. I just think we have to practice stopping. Yeah. That's the part. It's a moonwalking cowboy coming through the Schwartz Center. You never know. All right, I'm going to try to stick the landing this time. Learns pretty quick, doesn't he?
It's really great to see different leaders in different pockets of organizations, both associated with Pittsburgh, and then folks like Patrick, like you, coming in to help organize and build support around a community like this. I was telling you earlier, 15 years ago when I graduated from Carnegie Mellon, and Dave spoke to this as well when we were at the Sports Center, there just wasn't as much organization. There wasn't a central body or even pockets of effort, trying to rally around entrepreneurs and innovation, even though a lot of the research and entrepreneurial efforts were starting to form around the community. So it's really been great to see. I mean, Tepper School, where it stands today, was a parking lot when I was an undergrad. The Gates Center wasn't there. Innovation Works probably wasn't as large either. But you have all these great avenues and resources that are starting to emerge to support entrepreneurs, very much in the same way that Atlanta felt, many years ago.
So today, in this session, we're going to hear an overview. Ben's going to treat us to an overview of Innovation Works and really thinking about these key questions that are kind of spooling around in our head. It's like, why Pittsburgh? Like, why now? Like, what's catalyzing the opportunity that now is the time for people to pay more attention? And then there's these other two questions that I think you're uniquely positioned to help us think about. It's like, how deep is the opportunity? Is it 5 companies or 50 companies? And then how long is this opportunity gonna last? Is it, like a short trend that's 2 or 3 years, or is there really something, a secular change, some trends that are moving through the ecosystem here that are going to last for a couple cycles that we should pay attention to? So take it away. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Patrick. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Pittsburgh. Welcome to IW. Welcome to our accelerator facility here. The area that you're sitting in here is our Alpha Lab Gear facility. We see ourselves as a catalyst, right? So we provide the support and the initial capital in hopes of catalyzing private sector funds like yourselves to come in and invest in these companies. The Pittsburgh ecosystem is very interesting in that last year we saw $1 billion in capital inflows into Pittsburgh tech companies, right? That's 10x of where we were 10 years ago, 6x of where we were 3 years ago. What's most interesting here is the trajectory. Capital inflows have increased tremendously. From the likes of last year, we saw the likes of Bessemer, NEA, Tiger, you name a top tier institutional investor, they played here in Pittsburgh, and they've been playing here for some time.
The folks that work here are generally PhD level chemists or biologists, and we've been able to recruit those people from around the country to move to Pittsburgh. You might think it's hard to recruit to Pittsburgh. In fact, it's the opposite. Just have to bring them here and then get the job done. Yeah.
Actually, I love that story of where you started in '85 here. There's this whole life cycle that happens, and then you come back and you recover this asset and put it to this positive use, and this is what we're sitting in. There's a lot of things you could be doing with your time not doing this, but because there's some connection to Pittsburgh, to innovation, to this community, this is how you're spending your time.
The reality is it's to the people. But when you see the people here, and you can just walk around the hallways, if they buy into what you're doing and you're helping them, which is fundamentally how people go into medicine. Like, why do you want to go? So I like science, I want to help people. You find out 40 years later it's true. And these people will do anything for you. And the privilege of being able to help them is really what the community is about. So why Pittsburgh? There's a very strong ethic in this community of how do I help you, not just me. And I've seen it for years.
We put Velo here in Pittsburgh because it is just a hotbed of autonomous vehicle and robotics engineering. There's a local workforce that, far outweighs the overall population of Pittsburgh. Like, Pittsburgh is overall not a huge city compared to other places where advanced tech is happening. But the number of experts in machine learning, artificial intelligence, robotics, autonomy, really outweighs many other places.
The Pittsburgh ecosystem is very attractive to us because of the rich talent pool that exists. We've got a team that has strength in the science, a team that has strength in the engineering, a team that has strength in the software, and it just matches with the Pittsburgh ecosystem so well.
Having relocated our company from a different state to Pittsburgh, we've really had a huge difference in our growth trajectory from funding and support and even talent. You know, Pittsburgh is one of the most affordable places to start a company, and it's not just affordable and therefore lacking in resources, but affordable and also very wealthy in terms of resources, in terms of people and talent.
There's a real active ecosystem here for entrepreneurs and especially for roboticists.
Yeah, so Carnegie Mellon is really great in that respect. There are not just colleagues in all different areas of robotics, but there's also the Tepper School of Business. And so there's a lot of entrepreneurial activity and support by the university for starting a company and for getting connections to relevant people in the field.
I think what stands out for Pittsburgh is that, given there are such, historic establishments and schools like CMU, for example, you can see the, incredible talent and support behind and how much, all of that came to fruition. So I'm really, really impressed by the innovation, the quality of talent, and, the type of businesses folks are, driving forward. So, incredible, setup here, and it's really amazing to come to see the founders where they are and visit their labs and how they're working together. So yeah, it's amazing.
So we had quite a day today. We have met with over 20 investors, 5 different organizations. We've looked at computer science, robotics, AI, gene therapeutic companies, and medical device companies. It has been a whirlwind of absolutely amazing entrepreneurs, organizations, and just a lot of optimism. My main takeaway in Pittsburgh has amazing infrastructure. I mean, we all knew that, but the universities are creating amazing talent. The universities are producing R&D, and a lot of the students want to stay. And so the innovators that are training here, they want to stay and build their careers in Pittsburgh. This is a big, big, big positive. But what we're seeing is really on-trend technology. The companies that we saw around AI, they have been doing this for a lot longer than a couple months. So the technologies that they've built over the last couple of years have been using these very fundamental tools to build the business models that they're now starting to scale and bring out to the marketplace. So that really says a lot about the market is meeting the opportunity here in Pittsburgh. But this is a place that I'd want to do more investigation to see, like, are we seeing everything that's available? Are we seeing 5%, 50%, 75%? And I would want to take a much deeper look at the number of companies that might be investable in Pittsburgh. Everything I've seen in Pittsburgh is absolutely on the right path. Whether it's gene therapeutics, it's devices for longevity, it's AI, it's robotics. These fit every trend that I think are going to roll forward for the next at least 10 years or 20 years. So, conclusion at the end of today, this is a very, very positive story. A couple open questions, but I'm excited to spend more time in Pittsburgh.